Hey everyone, it's Jessica, and today I have my e.l.f. collection video. And what I mean by my e.l.f. collection, I mean I went through and got every single product that I own from e.l.f. or Eyes, Lips, Face. And I'm basically going to give you a mini review of all of them. Because I know that the thing about e.l.f. is they're so inexpensive, it makes you wonder, like, are the products really that good, or are some great and some not so great? And I find that the latter to be true, basically. That some of the products are fantastic, and then there are others that maybe aren't quite as good, that you would kind of expect for that price point. But really, some of my favorite products are in front of me right now, and they were like $3 to $6. Some of them were only $1, and then they always have 50% off sales, almost always. Every time I order something, I wait for a 50% off sale. So let's go ahead and get started. So I've got brushes that I'm going to go through, and then I also have all of this. Oh my gosh, so much stuff. So let's start with the biggest thing here. And basically I have my MAC palette, but in it I have a lot of e.l.f. shadows. So in here I've got a lot of their Elements eyeshadows, which are basically their $1 shadows that you get just in the pan like this. And then you can buy, I don't have one, but it's $1 for their little quad that's white, that's empty, that you can put them in it. So really, that palette is well made. I used to have one, but I just didn't have a use for it once I got this. But it's really, really well made, has a big mirror on it, and these shadows are great. I'm going to show you some of my favorites. Let's see. There's this one and this one. Oh my gosh, there's so many goodies. So this one here is called Taupe. And then this one on my middle finger is called Wheat, which is like this pretty gold. And then this one is called Driftwood. And those are three of my favorites. They're all such beautiful neutral shadows. I'll show you the swatch of them as well. Such beautiful neutral shadows that they blend well. They're only $1, and they have a pretty wide color range when it comes to their website. Now, some stores actually have it online, some stores sell these, but there's not as many, but online there's a lot more, but they're just so beautiful, and those are my three favorites. So, another shadow that I have from e.l.f., actually a subscriber sent to me, it's their e.l.f. Eyeshadow Duo, and I find these to be just as pigmented as the others. Look at that. Woo! And this is in, well, it doesn't say what the shades are, but that's a swatch of them. They're really, really pretty, and I love green eyeshadows, so I was really excited to get this, but I really like that. Now, on to some of my newer ones. This is so exciting. This is the e.l.f. Mineral Face Primer. And this I love because it's got a pump. I'm not sure if it was like, it might have been like $5 or $6, but I find that you can control how much comes out. And it's a really, really nice consistency. It reminds me of the Smashbox Photo Finish Primer, but a little more velvety. I mean, it swatches out to be completely like velvet. Oh my gosh, it's just beautiful and amazing, and a little bit goes a long way. And I noticed that my skin, it just really kind of, it's the perfect base for my face before I put on foundation or BB cream. I really, really like the way it feels. I haven't broken out from it. I've only had it for about, I want to say like 2 weeks now, and I just really like the way that it makes my skin look. Now, it's not necessarily a mattifying one, so if you're looking for one that mattifies, this wouldn't be the one for you, but it doesn't make it dewy either. I just think it's a nice clean slate for it, and then if if it's still too dewy, you can powder it. But I really, really like that. And I have a feeling this will be one that I'll repurchase again and again. Another product that I'm just now trying out is the e.l.f. Daily Moisture Stick, and it basically comes like this. Ooh. And it's just a stick that's basically kind of this odd consistency. You're not gonna be able to see it, of course, because it's clear. But basically the way I use it is if I've got any dryness right here or even like crepiness down here, I'll just get a little bit on my finger and just press it in. And it just adds this really, it feels nice. And it doesn't mess up your makeup at all, and that's what I was scared about. I thought that, if I've got this moisture stuff, I'm gonna put it on there and then my foundation will be out here, but it'll be missing here. It doesn't do that. It really just presses in really nicely and adds moisture without moving your makeup around. I was so impressed with this. This I think is about $6, but again, on sale it's even better. Okay, another product from e.l.f. that I'm trying out, and I'm not sure how I feel about it yet, is the e.l.f. BB cream. I love the packaging. It's really, really cute, like a squeezy tube, and then it's got a pump here. And again, you can control how much actually comes out with the pump. It's the best, I will say this, it's the best BB cream I've tried, and I've tried virtually every BB cream in the drugstore. Now, I haven't tried many Asian BB creams or Eastern BB creams, if you will. I really haven't tried any, so, and I know that those BB creams versus American BB creams are pretty different. But of the American BB creams that I've tried, I was impressed with this. It's got a decent amount of coverage for a BB cream. Of course, you gotta keep in mind, it's not gonna have full coverage. That's not what BB cream, at least in America, is all about. And I don't know that it's had great skin benefits, but I know that it hasn't broken me out, and I liked it. And it's the first time I put on a BB cream and looked at my skin later in the day and thought, okay, you know what I mean? So I think this is gonna be something I use a lot come summer when I just kind of want a carefree face. You know, I'm just going out and about and enjoying the weather. And it's got an SPF of 22, which is really nice. So 20 as well, not 22. So I was really excited about that. Another thing that I just purchased is the e.l.f. Lip Balm Tint, and it comes in a little tiny pot like this, and this is in the shade Grapefruit. And it's just this really nice kind of jelly consistency, and it does have some color to it for sure, but it definitely shears out once you put it on, and I was just impressed with this. It was only $2. They have a few other shades, and I just think this is gonna be so fun. That's it, blended out a little more. It's gonna be so fun in the summertime just to throw on my lips, and it just feels good, feels moisturizing. It's, like I said, a jelly is a perfect description of the consistency of this, but I really liked it. It was like $2, and I just think it's fun. Okay, another thing that I love, it's still in the packaging because I haven't opened it yet, is the makeup remover pen. This is the second or third one I bought of this. It's just, I'll take it out so you guys can see it. It's literally like a marker. They should actually call it makeup remover marker or something like that. Come on, there we go. And it just comes like this, and this is filled with makeup remover. So if you get like splotches of mascara up there, you can just kind of rub it out and then it's gone. Now I always, after I use it, I wipe this off like on a towel or a tissue, just so it doesn't collect a bunch of, you know, black stuff all over it. But, you know, if you get it out here, it's great. It removes it in like 3 seconds flat. You don't have to get a cotton pad or a Q-tip or anything like that. And the best part is you can take this out and flip it around once you've used it for a while to have a clean side. These are $3, worth every penny. They're great to keep in your purse as well, just so you've got it on the go if you've got nonsense all over your face. And then another thing is the e.l.f. Zip Zapper. This is basically just salicylic acid in a rollerball form. It's great. It's quick and easy. Again, for travel, you can't beat it. It's $1. It is $1. I love it. Even my boyfriend has one of these. He loves it. Because it's just really simple. Now, if your skin doesn't react well to salicylic acid, then you're not going to like this. But if it does, this is a great on-the-go treatment. Okay, moving on. The e.l.f., oh, this one excited me. This is another new product, the e.l.f. Eye Brightener. And I'm assuming this is supposed to be a dupe for, or at least comparable to, the Bare Minerals, like their mineral concealers, like they've got Well Rested and a few others. I actually just ordered Well Rested and it's on its way to me because I want to compare these. But it's just this really nice light shade, and they have other concealers in certain shades. This is in the shade Buff, it says. But can't really swatch it because it's, well, maybe I could. No, you can't see it. But it's just a nice light, finely milled powder, and I use this to set my concealer. So once I put whatever concealer I'm using on, then I use actually one of my e.l.f. brushes to kind of cover it and make sure it stays where it is, and it also brightens at the same time. And every time I use this during the day, I just love it. I love the way it looks. It doesn't make it look dry or cakey or anything like that. It's really nice. And I want to say this is anywhere from like $3 to $5. I'm not sure exactly, but I love it. Speaking of their mineral products, this is the e.l.f. Mineral Foundation. Again, comparable to the Bare Minerals Foundation. I have it in the shade Porcelain, which is the lightest shade. I had gotten it in Light, which is the next step up, and it was too dark for me, so I gave it to my mom. But these are, I think, $5 or $6. It comes with the same amount of product, I think, that the Bare Minerals one, and it's just like this. I love this foundation, and I usually don't wear it alone. However, with the e.l.f. BB cream, it's beautiful. If you need a little more coverage than this gives, this will do the trick for you. I'm telling you, ladies, I am so impressed with this. When I run out, I will buy it again because it's inexpensive and it just adds a good amount of coverage. If you're really in a rush and you just want something, this is perfect. Just dust it all over, and it's like a nice satin finish. It doesn't look dewy, but it doesn't look completely matte, and it adds coverage. I love it. I can't speak highly enough about it. Uh-oh, I got it all over the place though. Okay. Another product that you probably heard talk to death, but for good reason, is the e.l.f. Blush and Bronzer Duo. This is in the shade Blushed and Bronze. So this is their original. Now I have their other one, but it's not with me right now. I actually keep it at my boyfriend's house because I love it. And so this is kind of their original duo, and the bronzer, it's a little too dark for me. I mean, I can actually wear it, It's not too bad, but it's dark. And then the blush is like a really nice peachy color. There's a swatch of it. They're really, really nice. They stay on all day, like truly. And they're really pigmented. I think that they blend pretty well. I think the blush blends a little better than the bronzer does, but it's really nice. It's got a big old mirror. And it's $3. You can't beat it. And now they have different shades. I think the one that I have at my boyfriend's house is the Saint Lucia one. Or Lucia, I never know how to say that. I think that's the one. And that one has a really dark bronzer that I don't use as often, but I really like the blush, which I think has a little more glitter to it. But these are great. Great, great, great products. Another new product is their e.l.f. blush palette. And they have light and dark right now, at least at the time I'm filming this. I'm wondering if they'll come out with more. But I got dark because I looked at the light one, which would make more sense for me. But I was thinking about the blushes I have and looking at the colors of it, and I thought, you know what, I have a lot of those colors already, and I wanted to get one that had blushes that I don't have already. And I certainly don't have, I don't think, any of these colors. They're really, really deep and dark, but I love it. And if you use it with a light hand, it's really pretty, especially in the wintertime, you know, like pale skin with like a deeper rose color. I think is just beautiful. Now, of course, even if you don't have pale skin, these are going to work even better for you year round because they're a better match for your skin tone. But I'll swatch these if I can. Look at that pigmentation. Are you kidding me? They're just so incredible. Oh my goodness. So certainly deeper colors. If you're a little scared of that, again, if you use a stipple brush, which e.l.f. sells a great one, I'll show you in a minute. If you use a stipple brush, it will work great with these. And I think this was like, I want to say like $5. Isn't that incredible? So again, if these scare you, try the light. 4 blushes for that much. I mean, you cannot beat that. Even with their studio blushes, which I'll show you the one I have. This is the e.l.f. Studio Blush for $3 in Candid Coral. And it's just this really light peach color, which for me works. I think if you have darker skin, it might look more glowy than it does like colored, you know what I mean? Because I don't think it'll show up as a peach color. I think it'll just look really pretty and glowy. Sorry, that was a bad place to swatch it, but that's it right there. Certainly really light, but a great formula. But this is $3, and the palette is, I think, like I said, $5. So that's like $1.25 per blush, and it's just as good as these, which are $3. So that's something to keep in mind if you're wanting to get more than one color. Now, another thing, it's in the same packaging as those duos, but it's actually their tone correcting powder. And when I first saw this product, I thought, I don't think I'll like that. It's the one that's got the 4 different colors, and this is in the cool shade. They also have warm, and they might have another one, like neutral or something, I don't know. But I decided to get it because I'd heard some good things about it. Now, I ended up loving this because when you swirl the colors together, it just kind of ends up this white, like scary shade. But when you actually apply it, I'll just do it with my finger. When you actually apply it to the skin, it kind of cancels out any discoloration because of that mixture. It just works really well. I have to tell you guys about this app real fast. I'm sorry, this is so random and I don't care. There's this app called Field Trip, which is by Google, and basically it will alert you anytime you're near something historical that has happened. And of course, I'm at home, so it's kind of funny. It'll randomly tell me, but I just think it's so cool. So you open the Field Trip app when it alerts you, and it'll show you exactly where on a map something in history happened. And I'm learning all kinds of things about things right near where I live that I had no idea, and I've lived here my whole life, you know? In this area at least. So it's just so cool. So this cancels out discoloration, it mattifies, it's just really nice. Now I will say, I don't think it's too powdery, but I will say that you should use a setting spray or something to kind of add a little bit of moisture back into your skin after using this, because I do notice that in certain lights it could be a little powdery, but it's so beautiful that it's worth using the setting spray with, and you'll love it, I promise. And that one's like $3. Another product I've been using is the e.l.f. High Definition Under Eye Setting Powder. Now this I originally got, I actually put a different one in here. I had it in like the white, and it had glitter in it. And I would use it on my under eye, and I hated it. So I wouldn't recommend that one, at least in my experience, because it literally had finely milled glitter in it. But I put in the e.l.f. HD powder in Corrective Yellow, which comes in this huge honkin' thing. But since I'm using it for my under eye, I dumped out the white and put in the yellow in here, so I don't have to use it from this. And I love it. Again, it's like, it's similar to their Eye Brightener mineral stuff, but this one's in yellow. So if you really have some darkness to cancel out, I would recommend the yellow over the brightener one. But, so I just put it in here and it works out so well. I don't know yet if they have the HD under eye setting powder in yellow. I wouldn't be surprised if they do soon if they don't already, because that's something that a lot of people use. So love that. I also love, and no one talks about this, no one does, the e.l.f. Eye Primer and Liner Sealer. It's a little duo thing. On one side is the primer, which is like, it almost looks like a stick concealer. And then on the other side, you can basically use this to transform powder eyeshadows into liner. It's like a little, mine's looking pretty gross, I know. You probably can't even see it, it almost blends in, but basically it's a little thing and there's a liquid in there, so you dip it and then dip it in the powder and use it as a liner. I do that a lot for my under eye, you know, if I want kind of like a pop of color with the shadow I use. And it really stays on all day. I love this. And this product is $3. And the primer is fantastic if you're near my skin tone, because it really does cancel out any discoloration or veining. It's beautiful and it holds on to that shadow all day. Especially if you find that you've got really oily eyelids, this would be great for you, because some of those more creamy liquid products, yeah, that's what I meant, like the liquidy products, don't hold on to the shadow as well if you're so oily, but this is great for oily eyelids because it's a little bit creamier and thicker. Another product I tried out is the e.l.f. Eyebrow Treat and Tame, and this, I got it in the shade Ash because, well, my eyebrows, I don't like them too dark because they're just not naturally that dark, and I've tried it and I just don't like it that way, at least on me, that is. So I got it in Ash, and it's okay. I wish it was a smaller spoolie, kind of like the Benefit Gimme Brow, but I'll kind of do a little swatch of it right there if that makes any sense. That's it. So that's the Ash color. It's pretty darn close. It doesn't turn reddish, which I really like, because that, I don't like a reddish tint to my, and then it's got this treat thing, which I really never use. It's got a little, kind of like a lip gloss wand, supposedly to help you grow your lashes. I don't really use that one, but this is okay. I just wish the spoolie was smaller because it really ends up getting everywhere and then I'm trying to wipe it. But otherwise, the shade match is perfect, so if you're looking for a cooler tone taupe, this would be a great product for you. You know what I could do? I could literally, I think I could just cut the spoolie. You guys think? I might try that. Why not, right? It's my product. But this is $3. I think it's pretty good. Another thing I've got is the e.l.f. Makeup Mist and Set. This is not bad. It's not my favorite, but I think this is one that you could really, it's got all these vitamins and things, so I think it could be comparable to the Urban Decay B6. You can spray it on your face beforehand, you can spray it on afterwards. I prefer to do it beforehand rather than afterwards because I don't think it does much afterwards for me. However, this is a great one if you use like that tone correcting powder I told you about earlier that has a little bit of a powdery look. This is great for something like that. But I think in regards to helping your makeup stay all day, I don't know how well this works. I really haven't tested it out enough to know, to be honest. And then another thing I've tried is the e.l.f. Daily Brush Cleanser. Right now I actually have this filled with just alcohol to spot clean my brushes, but the formula before was okay. It really wasn't bad. It got, you know, it's a spot cleaner, so it's not going to deep clean your brushes anyway. So I felt that it did its job pretty well. I think I'd still prefer to use alcohol just to kill the germs, which is what I'm using this for now anyway, because the nozzle is really good. So, but I think it's worth a shot if you don't have a spot cleaner and you're wanting to try and keep up with that. I would give the e.l.f. one a try. It's $3. Now, onto the brushes, the e.l.f. brushes. I have so many. I know this video is so long, but what else is new, you guys? Are you kidding me? My videos are always so long, and oh well. So, oh my goodness, the e.l.f. stipple brushes are the best. I have the regular size and the small, and these are $3 from their studio line. They are just amazing. They're great for if you have a really pigmented blush to help to apply it without using a heavy hand. It really helps you be light-handed even if you're not very good at it, you know what I mean? And then the small one is great if you want to contour with it or just for spot like concealer. I mean, there's so much you can do with these. I love them, and they're great for cream products as well. In fact, that's the only way I apply cream products is with these. I also love the e.l.f. Complexion Brush. I use it because of its shape for blush, actually, and I love it. These are all $3. Then the small tapered brush is great for applying concealer powder, for contouring, for highlight. There's so much you can do with this shape. I love it. And then I also have the e.l.f. Flawless Concealer Brush, and this is the one I mentioned that I actually use to apply the e.l.f. Mineral Eye Brightener. I use this to apply it just because it's really small, and I love how soft these brushes are. And then I also have, for eye brushes from that same studio line, I have the e.l.f. Contour Brush, which is just a really small crease brush. I have the e.l.f. Flat Eyeliner Brush, which I use to apply powder to my under eye if I want to just have powder eyeliner under there. Eyeshadow, I mean. And then the e.l.f. Small Smudge Brush I use for my eyeliner every single day. every single day, for cream liner that is. It's just, for me, it's the perfect shape and size, and I just really like it, and I've used it for like a year and a half now. And then one more studio brush, well, kind of, it's the Mascara and Shadow Shield. I bought this just because I felt like, you know, it might be something good to have. I've used it a couple times. I mean, it shields, it does its job, but I really don't use too many shadows that have too much fallout. If it has fallout, I just don't use it because I don't like it, and I'll usually get rid of it. But it's good to have, I guess. I don't know. I don't find myself using it very often. That's what I'll say about that. And then their dollar brushes I also love, and that's their essential line. So all of these are $1. I have the Professional Smudge, what is it? The Smudge Eye Sponge. It's just really small. It's a true sponge. It's great for smudging out things, obviously. This is the e.l.f. Blending Eye Brush, another crease brush I use every single day. It's a great shape. And then this is the Flawless Concealer Brush, or I mean the Professional Concealer Brush. I used to use this for eyeliner, and then I got the Studio Line one, but this one's okay. I don't use it as often. Even though it's a concealer brush, I don't use it for concealing. But it'd be great for spot concealing. It's really small. That would be great for that. It's really what it's intended for. This is the e.l.f. Smudge Brush, and it's just a really small, it's an actual brush, not a sponge. It's just really small and dense. I really think that's great for under eye smudging. And then this I use all the time. They're basically their spoolie, their brow wand. It's $1, it's great, it's strong, and I use it all the time for my brows. And then lastly, the defining eye brush. I have a couple of these I love. The shape is just perfect for doing the outer corner. I love it so much, and it's $1. Woo! Okay. Those are all of the e.l.f. products that I own. If you have any questions about any of them, let me know down below. Like I said, e.l.f. products range anywhere from $1 to, now some of them are getting a little more expensive. I don't know what their highest product is, but it used to just be $6, but I think some of them are a little pricier because, I don't know, maybe it's more expensive for them to make, but I just love it. The basics of it are that their essential line is usually $1, their studio line is usually $3, but some of their studio products are $5 or $6. They also have their mineral line, which hover from like $3 to $5, give or take. And then they're just random products. Their brushes are the bomb. Like, I'm not, for real, their brushes are amazing. There's so many more that I have my eye on. I owned the e.l.f. powder brush, the studio that's really flat, that's really soft and dense, but I actually gave it to my mom because she needed one and I just had that. And I didn't use it as often, but it's a great one that I'll probably rebuy. But please let me know what other e.l.f. products that you love, because I'm always wanting to buy more and try out more. So let me know down below what you love, maybe products that you hate, and I'll catch you guys very soon. Bye.